Welcome back to Popcorn and Champagne.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 3. Woo! Woo! Hey, listen, I'm surprised you're here.
I know.
You had a very busy weekend.
And you were with me.
Well,
for some of it.
For some of it,
most of it.
But you had a busy weekend.
Yes.
What was going on? Tell everybody what was going on this weekend.
My beloved alma mater. It was TSU's homecoming, Tennessee State University, HBC, you know. We had an amazing homecoming weekend.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to share a few tidbits with you. So Thursday night, we had an incredible alumni party called the Blackout. And Dougie Fresh came and made an appearance with the Aristocrat of Bands. And they performed the show, which was, it was just amazing.
I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yes.
And so
Dougie performed and put on a great show, even performing with the band. But I want to give you another little tidbit about Aristocrat of Bands. They have just released a few weeks ago, a new gospel album. And it's called Urban Hymnal. Mm-hmm. And they have just submitted their application for their Grammy nomination. So this is exciting because this will be, if they get the nod and they get the nomination, this will be the first Black HBCU band.
Impressive.
In history. To not only be nominated, but to get the Grammy.
That's impressive.
We're so proud of them.
Well, I will say this. Now, some of the activities that I went to this weekend, the band, I know they have got to be exhausted.
I know.
Because they were performing Thursday night. Yeah. They had the pep rally Friday, right? And then they had, the pep rally was Friday. Then Saturday they had the game.
Yeah.
So surely they gave those kids time off on Monday.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Oh, my goodness. But it was a fun weekend. Yeah. And guess what? We had an amazing time. We had our booth at the tailgate.
We did. And so we got a lot of subscribers. Shout out to Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Beta Omicron. We appreciate you for letting us set up with your tailgate.
Yeah.
We were able to increase our followers, subscribers, which we want to reiterate to you guys. Please like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yep, and on Instagram. It's popcorn_champagne.
Yes.
And so we had a lot of turnout. We got a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people liking the show. And there's some people that didn't even know about the show.
Yeah.
And we got new followers.
We did.
So and it was really good.
During the tailgate experience.
Definitely.
We were able to display our Colonel's popcorn. And it was a big
That was a hit.
Yeah.
That was a hit.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, can I have some popcorn?
Yes.
And I was like, you can have some popcorn as long as you subscribe. So shout out to Colonel's Popcorn.
Yeah. And our new supporter is our girl Stacy Thomas, who is over.
She is with the Tennessee Minority-Owned Wine and Spirit Association.
Yes. And so here displayed we have E40's Prosecco Rosé, and his real name is...
It's Earl Stevens.
Yeah.
But it's the Earl Stevens selection. So it's ESS.
ESS.
Yeah.
So check him out wherever you can find him. We presented this during the tailgate. We got a lot of great feedback.
We did.
Yeah.
It was actually really good.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's very refreshing.
Yeah. So shout out to E40 and T Mousa.
Yeah.
We appreciate you so much.
Yeah. So anyway, great weekend. And make sure that if you go to kernels.popcorn.com that you look for the Toni and Tiff mix. And we have a 10% discount off, and it's TT Mix 10. Yes. So yay.
And that mix is sweet heat and frosty put together.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. What are you today? You're kind of frosty.
I'm frosty still.
I'm sweet heat. I'm sweet heat. I'm okay with it. I'm sassy. I'm okay with it. So anyway, good time, good weekend.
Yes.
Now it's time for
Infotainment. What you got?
Oh gosh, it's a lot today. So our guy Trevor Noah has announced that he's signing off from The Daily Show after 7 years.
I can't believe it.
I can't either. And so apparently execs and high-ranking insiders at Comedy Central were completely shocked that he was leaving, because he just in June, I believe, negotiated more money for another 2-year contract.
Okay.
So he's leaving. And a lot of people are saying that Comedy Central is not what it was. back in the day. That's not as funny. And I remember what was appointment TV for me was like Key and Peele.
I know.
And
I love them.
Me too. And so I like anything sketch comedy.
Yeah.
So they when they left, it was like it kind of went down.
When is he getting his own talk show? When is he getting syndication?
Yeah, I mean, he already had his own talk show.
Yeah, but I mean on another broader level.
Well, I do know that the night after he had made that announcement, he was on stage in Toronto for his comedy special that is called Back to Abnormal Tour.
Okay.
But get this. It's going to premiere on Netflix and not Comedy Central.
Oh no! So yeah, something's in the works with that.
But I love.
But I love him. I can see
smart.
him on another, bigger stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he's so political. He's so smart. He's just in touch with everything.
He is.
He's very woke.
He is. He is. What do you have?
Tia and Corey, Tia Mari and Corey. How do you pronounce Hardrick?
Yeah.
Are divorcing after 14 years of marriage. Like, I did not see this coming.
I know. I don't think anybody did.
I really love this couple.
I do too.
And I think Corey is a brilliant actor. He's one of those sneaky...
Falls under the radar.
Yes.
He falls on the radar. He's underrated.
He
I think
is
he's really
underrated.
Yeah, he's underrated.
And I love when he plays a bad guy.
Yeah. Now, he's right now on All American.
Yes.
Homecoming. All American.
Homecoming.
Yeah, and that's another good show that's on CW. So he is on that.
Yeah, so that's sad.
Yeah.
Now what about this prenup agreement that they
So apparently, Tia is asking the judge, they do have a prenup agreement, but she's asking the judge to terminate it because inside the prenup, it is saying that Corey could get spousal support.
Wow.
So I think hopefully it won't get messy, but it has the potential to be messy.
Okay.
So we're just hoping that it doesn't get...
So clearly she's the breadwinner.
Well, I mean, I feel like she's probably had a little more acting gigs than he has. I mean, I think he does great acting. I think his stuff is very thoughtful. And, I think she just may have more of a consistency in it.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. Can we just talk about this? Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Just had his 10th child not too long ago. And mind you, this is weeks after he announced his 9th child. What's up with that? Why is he doing this?
So I read that Nick was experiencing some depression. Okay.
Okay.
And he was under the care of a therapist. The therapist recommended for him to become celibate. For some reason, she thought that this might help with his stress. I don't know. I've always thought it was the other way around. But he said, okay, I'll try anything.
Okay.
So he was celibate, and he said it really lasted barely 2 months. And
what year was this? Do you know the year?
I believe, well, I know a lot of his depression had something to do with that child, the son dying.
Oh, okay. That's more recent then.
It was more recent.
Okay,
but
that's more recent.
He said maybe a year or so ago. He did an interview on, it was on a radio show.
Okay.
And he's talking about this.
Okay.
So I didn't get the timeline exactly.
Okay.
But he was suffering depression after his son passed away from brain cancer. But he just said that he had a slip up and he's never looked back. And that the joy of birthing all these children, he's onto something, I guess. I don't know.
Clearly, I didn't write all this in the notes.
Yeah, no, I did a little research and looked this up because I wanted to know, like, what is going on with this man?
Well, yeah, okay.
And the women that are agreeing, honey, I'm sure he's paying them well.
Oh, and he's a multi-millionaire,
Yeah.
so he can take care of his kids. That's no doubt. But it's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, and somebody said and I think I shared this with you. Somebody said on social media how he needs a birthday manager. He needs somebody to help manage a birthday manager.
A birthday
manager
to manage
all the kids' birthdays,
God.
so he never forgets. But he has 2 sets of twins, and he's got a set of twins, by Mariah Carey. Those were the first 2.
That's right.
Those are the first 2.
Yeah.
But goodness, Nick, stop.
Well, I hope he keep making them paychecks, because baby,
Goodness.
he got a basketball team.
He literally does. He literally does. He needs 2 more.
Okay.
Football. Goodness. Okay, Tom Brady and Giselle. Oh my goodness. So 7-time Super Bowl champ quarterback and supermodel Giselle have retained divorce lawyers. So apparently, they've been married since 2009. They have 2 children together. And I think what I've heard is that Giselle was upset about him unretiring because he did retire and he decided that he wanted to go back. And they're saying that, she's like, no, I'm done. I mean, you're never there.
Right.
You're never around. I need help with the kids. I want help with the kids. I want you present. But the thing that was so intriguing to me is that, get this, Tom Brady had said he has missed 23 Christmases.
Oh my gosh.
23 Thanksgivings. And so she's like, enough is enough.
So let me just express my feelings on this. So I am team Giselle on this because I feel like there was a deal that was made and there was
Between
an
the two of them?
understanding. Yeah.
Between the two of them?
That was an understanding that you are now retired
Right.
and now you're going to spend time with us. We're going
Right.
to travel. These children are going to spend time with you. You have to understand Giselle was the one that was the breadwinner when they met.
Okay.
Because Giselle is very, very wealthy.
Yeah.
From all her
modeling,
modeling and everything.
Victoria's Secrets and all that.
And she walked away from it.
To be with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember the Olympics in Brazil. That is her homeland. Her last real gig was when she walked the opening ceremony
Oh.
of the Olympics.
Okay.
And then she closed the door on all of it.
So she did the ultimate sacrifice
Yes.
for her husband's
Yeah.
career. Okay.
And I think
get it.
she did it not only that, but for herself, for her children. And Giselle still is fine. Like,
Yeah.
she looks good.
Yeah, she does. She does.
And I just think they had an understanding. And he was like, he woke up in the middle of the night, now I'm exaggerating, in a cold sweat and was like, I can't do it. I gotta,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I gotta get back on the field.
Well, they were saying there was this soccer player. It's a gorgeous soccer player. I can't think of his name. Is it Fernando or somebody?
I don't know.
Cristal Fernando or something like that. That Tom and him were together. And he convinced him, man, you shouldn't retire. You know, you should go back. So that's what's been reported.
there you go.
And I think, Giselle, okay, she's bitter. She's bitter with the soccer guy too, obviously.
Well, the soccer guy ain't got nothing to do with it. First of all, there you go. Those men out there talking with their buddies, and then you let them come into infiltrate your home life. You asking for it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
just,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
And
I do.
Tom, I feel like, okay, how many more years can you do this?
Right. He is pretty darn
I mean,
good,
he the
though.
GOAT now.
He's
I'm
the
not
GOAT.
taking anything
Yeah.
away from him.
Yeah, he could be a good American. We talked about good
Yes.
Americans, okay.
But
But
yeah.
he did take an 11-day break. Just some additional facts.
whoop-de-doo.
No. Just yeah, he took an 11-day break from training in August due to personal reasons. So I think this is,
Yeah, because
when I
he was
guess
on
she
them knees begging and pleading.
begging. So anyway, thoughts and prayers to Tia and Corey, Tom, Giselle. Thoughts and prayers for all of them. So anyway, now it's time for
Reality show recap.
What you got?
Okay, so this show is called Love is Blind on Netflix. And what drew me to this, Nick and Vanessa Lachey host this social experiment where they bring single people together. It's about 30 couples, so it's like 15 men, 15 women. And they put them in these cubes. And they're blinded, so love is blind. So they're sitting behind a wall talking to each other. So it takes out the lust part. It takes out the...
So you can't visually see the person,
You can't
right?
visually. So
Okay.
the visual attraction has been removed.
Okay.
So all you're doing is having conversations with this person.
Okay.
And after about 3 weeks, these people, some people are eliminated within the process, but the ones left standing that actually bond with someone, ask that person to marry them.
And they never see him.
No. Now, when they ask to marry them, the couple is revealed to one another. Okay? And so there's a wall, and then they stand behind the wall, and then they lift it up, and then they run to each other's arms. It's like, oh, now, some of those reactions are not good, but some of them are. So it's on season 3 now.
Okay.
That's upcoming in October 19th, I believe. So they have a new bunch coming. The most successful couple that has survived this was a couple from the first season. The black girl and the white guy, I can't think of his name, but they're the cutest couple.
They're still together?
They're still together.
Got it.
From the second season, 2 couples got married. And this is another kicker. When they get to the altar, because then after they say, I do, yes, I want to get married, they leave that set, and then they put them in a home life. So they get an apartment and they live together.
Okay.
And then comes like wedding planning, and they get to the altar, And they can take it all the way to the altar to say, love is not blind. And I can't do this.
Wow.
So they had 2 couples to say, love is blind. I love you. We're going to, yes, let's, and they go through with it. Months later, they end up breaking up. So there's only 1 couple from this series that are still together.
Wow.
It's one of my favorites. I like it.
I have to check it out.
Yeah.
I love Nick Lachey anyway, and I love
Girl.
Vanessa.
And they
Lachey.
keep it interesting. They keep it real with the couples.
Because you
and
remember when Nick
everything.
Lachey was married to Jessica Simpson? Is her name? Yeah, Jessica Simpson. And they had the show on MTV. I love that show.
I did too.
It was so good.
It was good.
Yeah, it was so good.
It killed their marriage though, but it was good.
It did. I think because he realized she wasn't that smart.
And they were really
young.
young.
Do you give that a champagne moment?
I do.
Obviously.
I do.
Okay.
I like it.
Check it out.
Tune in.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so mine is Married to Medicine. Let me tell you something. I had the opportunity over the weekend with TSU, Tennessee State University's homecoming, to meet Miss Quad. Mm-hmm. Let me say this. Before I met her, I already thought she was my favorite on the show because she was the one on the show that kept it 100% real. And she called stuff when stuff needed to be called, she called it. She stand in her truth, and she was always just an upright. She's a good American.
Yeah.
But last night, when I met her, confirmed everything that I already thought about her.
Yeah.
We had such a good
She
conversation.
was so transparent, y'all.
She was.
She just gave us a lot of tea.
And some things we can't discuss yet, but she was everything and more that I really thought. So Married to Medicine is about, if you don't know, it's about a group of doctors and dentists, and they're typically married to, it's about women, the wives that are, they're married. And then there's 2 doctors in the group that are female doctors that are part of it. So they're not the wives, or so to speak. And Quad was married to a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a psychiatrist, I believe. And so now that's the premise of it. This season is kind of tough for me because it's a lot of personalities that are getting in the way with each other.
Okay.
And it's a lot of infighting, and it's a lot of everybody calling everybody out for the wrong reasons. So I think some people in this particular program, which is Toya, is not having a good season. I'm not liking how she's portraying herself. I'm not liking how she's treating the other cast members. I'm not liking how she's projecting the way she feels on other people. So this is one to watch. So I just think you guys should make sure you check it out. It comes on Bravo. But I will say this. It is a champagne moment for me, and definitely meeting Miss Quad was definitely a champagne moment. She's really good.
She is alumni of Tennessee State University in Massaura.
Okay.
But she was very kind to Toni and I.
She was.
Yeah.
And I mean, she called things what it is. I mean, Toya this year, that's why some things about Toya I'm not digging is that she's a bully and she's being messy.
Yeah.
And you have to be like that.
Right.
And what I don't like is how they hate on Quad.
You know what I was trying to I don't know if you heard me ask Quad this. Do you think, because they started out friends.
Yeah.
Do you think the reality show, tarnishes people and makes them into these people you don't even recognize anymore?
What I think about reality shows is I think it exposes problems that you already have.
Okay.
I think it exposes your true self. I think it shows that, okay, with the cameras, lights, action, you're really exposed and you're really showing who you truly are. So if there were problems before, you're just going to be exposed.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
But shout out to Miss Quad and Married to Medicine. That's on
Yes.
Bravo. It airs on Sundays. And that is a champagne moment for me.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. So now it's time for a documentary recap.
This is all you, baby.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Making Black America Through the Grapevine. This is a 4-part documentary that is airing on PBS. If you know me, you know I love anything historical.
Yeah.
I love all things history, and especially when it's talking about Black history. I love that. And our other favorite, Good American, and the Good American is a joke that we were talking about prior to us getting on air today. Professor Henry Louis Gates Jr.
Love him.
Oh my gosh, he's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
He's just amazing. This actually premiered October 4th. And this is a series that's going to recount the formation of all Black towns, businesses, HBCUs, and how African Americans at the time used to have these conventions that was for us, that talked about things that mattered for Black Americans in that time. Politicians were a part of it. They were even talking about the Prince Hall and being the Masons and things like that. Next week, I think they're going to dig in a little deeper of, the sororities and fraternities and other organizations like maybe the NAACP that talks about things that it shows a collectiveness of how blacks were so successful and so forward thinking even back then. And it made me so proud to watch this. And I'm very excited to watch it. It's going to be a 4-part documentary that's going to showcase black people's ability to prosper and defy white supremacy, because back then it was not easy, as it's not easy today.
Okay. I have to tune in there.
You got to tune in. It comes on Tuesday nights on PBS.
Okay.
So good. So good. And it's on Tuesdays. And you got to check it out. It's definitely a champagne moment for me.
Period
I think it's 7 p.m. Just Central.
Meaning, what time period are they going over?
Right now, they're going, I think, the Prince Hall, I think it went to like the 1775, I think. But they're going to go all the way until present day.
Oh, nice.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great. Amazing. So check it out.
Drama recap.
Yeah. Ooh, this one. I loved it.
So Reasonable Doubt.
Oh,
Hulu.
Yeah. Hulu.
Hulu.
You missed it.
I did. Kerry Washington has directed a new TV series.
Yeah.
And it is focusing on a black female attorney called, her name is Jax Stewart.
How do you say her real name?
I don't know now. I forgot.
You don't? Okay.
I'm going to look it up while you're talking. Keep talking.
But what I found out about this one, though, Tiff, we talked about this. What I liked about this one, Tiff.
Yes.
This is Scandal and Being Mary Jane if they had a baby.
Totally.
Don't you think? And it has a little bit of CBS.
Emertasi.
Say it. What's her name?
Emertasi Cornaldi.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but she's absolutely gorgeous.
She's stunningly beautiful.
Her wardrobe is off.
Yes.
That shirt with that belt.
But did you see the off the shoulder thing too?
Baby.
Listen.
Her wardrobe.
She is an elite LA defense attorney, and she juggles family and struggles with a high-profile murder case from her that's like the biggest of her career, with a vodka mogul, which his name is Braden. That's also played by Sean Patrick Thomas, I believe, who's accused of murdering his former colleague and having an affair with his partner, Kalisha.
Yes.
So when I tell you this girl is raw, and she's authentic, and I love how they're making her character.
Yeah.
I love the development of her character.
Her husband that plays.
Ooh, he's on Queen Sugar.
Yeah. He frustrates me a little bit. Now this is my only downfall about it. I feel that they bring in the blackness in the series, but they use the N-word too much.
Yeah, I did. I
feel like, okay,
you think they're keeping it too real, right? They're keeping it too real.
It's okay.
Yeah, I get it.
It's okay.
I get it. We get
know.
it. We get it.
But do you have to do that?
Yeah.
But I do love the fact that how she jokes with her husband.
Yeah.
Like the church scene.
Yes.
That's very relatable.
Yes.
But I think Carrie's onto something. I'm gonna continue to tune in.
Me too. I can't wait to see where this is going. And then Michael Ealy is in it.
Yes.
And she was a public defender. And Michael Ealy was in prison for 16 years for a crime that he didn't commit. What I like about Jax Stewart.
I love her name.
I do too, because it's short for Jacqueline. I did find that out.
Okay.
It's short for Jacqueline. They call her Jax. She has always been an advocate for those that have been wrongly accused.
Yeah.
And I love, you got to have somebody somewhere like that. In this character, I love the fact that they're making that particular character that.
I agree.
She's one that fights for the defenseless.
Yes.
So I do like that.
But you know that stepdaddy did something to her, right?
Yes. Okay. I think we're going to figure that out a little bit longer.
All right.
As the season goes. So, what do you have next?
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of shows on Apple TV, of course, and so Jason Momoa,
Cutie Pie,
yes, stars in a drama series that also stars Alfre Woodard, and she plays a witch. Yeah, so Jason's character is called Baba Voss, and when I tell you. He is everything in this series. It's based on, in the future, 21st century, a virus wiped us out right now. 21st century now, to where the virus wiped us out and the remaining people that were here lost all sight. So going
Why
forward,
they call it C.
yeah. So going forward, when they had children, everybody was plagued with blindness, and so they created a world without sight, and it is the rawest series I've ever watched, because you have to keep in the mindset that these people are blind, but they have created cities and ways of living and how to read. They tie a rope with knots, and this is their sort of braille and how they communicate.
Okay.
Okay. It is brilliantly done. It focuses now on Baba Voss, who Jason plays.
Baba Voss.
He ends up marrying a queen. Well, she's a princess at the time. She's pregnant with 2 children, twins. When she has them, they have sight.
Oh, good.
But her baby daddy, because it's not Jason, is a seeing man.
Oh.
And he was trying to populate the world to revive sight. But the blind people are against people with sight. They feel like you're cursed and you're not of the gods, so to speak.
Okay.
But so this is their final season. I'm sad to say. It was delayed a little bit during COVID, but they came back with a bang. So I highly recommend this. It is something to really get lost in. It's so good.
Definitely check that
Yes,
out.
champagne moment for me.
So this is Jason Momoa, who married Denise Huxtable.
Yes, girl.
He married Denise Huxtable.
But are they?
No, they're divorced, I think, or they're divorcing.
But they're still friends.
Yeah,
and all that. I hated that.
I did too. I love them together.
Yeah,
And I like how they co-parent with Lenny Kravitz.
Like, he idolized her.
Yeah, he did. He said when he saw her on television, he was like, she's going to be my wife.
Yes.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, she had those 2 kids for him, too.
Yeah.
And her
And she's a lot older than him, too, isn't she?
Yeah. She's like 15 years older, I think, than him.
Go for you.
But
Go ahead, Denise Huxtable.
I love him.
So, movie recap. On the Come Up, which is on Paramount Plus. That has been a fantastic movie. Did you enjoy it?
I did. I loved it. Produced by Sanaya Latham.
Produced by Sanaya Latham, which she's following Dad's Stan's.
Yeah, Stan Latham's shoes. And I just was so proud of her.
Okay, so can we talk about Method Man? Method Man has his grown man all the way on.
Well,
And I know he's in Power 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Power 2.
Method has not disappointed
Ever.
since his come up.
Yeah.
From, was it Wu-Tang? Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, and we'll get to what happened, but let me just say this about Method. Meth had a eye-opening experience. I don't know if you know this or not, and he talks about this, where he was supposed to go to an audition, and he was tired.
Okay.
He was sleepy. He said, "I'm not going to go." And of course, he didn't get the scene. He didn't get the job. And his people called him and was like, no matter what, when you're tired, you're lazy, you still go. You still show up.
Okay.
He's starting to show up. And that's how now he's getting all these great gigs. But he has transformed from Wu-Tang to like a great actor.
Yeah.
I love everything about him right now.
And his swag.
Yes, it's dope. It is.
Yeah, he's something kind of special.
So he really is. So On the Come Up is about this girl. She's a newcomer. Her name is Jamila C. Gray. And this is about a girl. Her name is Bree. And she's a 16-year-old rapper. And so what she does is she goes to these battles. She battles, with other rappers or whatever. Her dad was in a group with Method Man, who is now, his name is Supreme in the show. His Method Man's name is Supreme. He's a record producer. They were together, and her dad got murdered.
Yes.
He got killed or whatever. And so she is living in her dad's legacy by being this rapper, and like they do these, do these. Oh,
and
these
Sanaya plays her mom, who is an ex-drug addict.
Yep.
And was had to, pretty much she was on the streets and left Bree alone to kind of fend for herself.
Right.
But she recovered.
Yep.
And she's just trying to make it as a mom. She they showed her in therapy and just trying to, do the right thing. I thought Sanaya looked beautiful in the movie.
She looked great.
And she played a great role for that character. I loved it. I loved how it ended. They didn't draw it out. I thought it was well done.
Yeah. What I liked is that when she's doing some of the narration, It's a rhyme. It was, and I thought that was going to get on my nerves, but I loved it. It did. Yeah. It really worked for that. But that's on Paramount Plus. That is definitely a champagne moment for me. So there's a lot of few surprises inside the movie that will kind of trip you up a little bit. So, man, what you watching?
Well, this is on you. Prince Andrew
Woo!
Vanished.
So Prince Andrew, we'll talk about this one next week. But this is a documentary on Peacock that's going to talk about the British royal scandal, because he was in this thing with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and so we'll talk about that next week. But that is on Peacock. Okay. And then the other one that I can't really wait for us to talk about next week is A Friend of the Family. It's a docuseries. It's on Peacock. Yeah. And this one, if a few years ago, maybe a couple of years ago, there was a show that was on Netflix called Abducted in Plain Sight, and it is a true story. It is a horrifying documentary. If you have not seen it, I encourage you to watch that first before you watch Friend of the Family. It's going to keep you on your toes. I mean, some of the things that are happening in this are just like, really?
Yeah, it's based on a true story that really happened. And what I love about this is that she wants her story told.
She does. She
wants everybody to know about it. And
so it's really tight. And then you have one. What do you have?
Tell Me Lies on Hulu. It is about an addictive entanglement, so to speak. But I got to dive in there. And I heard it starts a little slow, but then once you get ramped up, you can't get enough of it. So
gotta check that
I'm looking
out.
forward to tuning more into that.
Okay, so is that a drama?
Yes.
Okay, so that is a drama.
It is a drama.
That's a drama. Okay. So we have a really special announcement. We are so excited to talk about our live podcast and a party. Yeah. That's going to be on, give them the info,
November 20th at the Analog, which is located within the Hutton Hotel. And we just want you guys to come and share this with Toni and I. We're going to have some special guests there, and we're going to have audience interaction. Yeah. So we want you guys to be in tune with us, and, we're going to play some trivia and whatever.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very engaging. And the good thing about it is there's no Titans game on that Sunday. It's going to Sunday night, November 20th. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Doors open at 6 p.m. And we're going to give you more information. Tickets are going to be going on sale very, very soon. Yeah. Very soon.
It also will be a party afterwards. So you're not going to sit here and listen to us talk all night. But we cannot wait. So that's coming soon. So you guys save the date, November 20th.
November 20th. You got to be in the place. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us today. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on our YouTube page, which is Popcorn and Champagne, and also follow us on Instagram, which is popcorn_champagne.
Yes, and please check us out on all podcast streaming platforms. Like, subscribe, tell us what you like, and tell us what you don't like.
But be gentle when you tell us what you don't like. Also, too, special thanks to our wonderful sponsors, Colonel's Popcorn, and make sure that you go check them out and ask for the Toni and Tiff mix, where you'll get a 10% discount. So it's the TT Mix 10.
Yes, and special shout out to our sponsor here, E40 ESS Prosecco Rosé. Thank you to Malza for including us to let us display this amazing rosé.
Absolutely. And Kris Jenner.
Call us. And Andy, let's get behind this bar.
Come on.
Call us. Love you.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
I wish I could pretend